If you've played or seen anything on Java Edition, you'll know that there's something called entity cramming, which we don't have on Bedrock Edition. And what entity cramming is that basically when there's more than 24 entities on a block, by default, if you add more, they will take suffocation damage and die. Depending on how strong the entity is, will depend on how much it takes damage, and this also includes the player. Check this out. If I fall in there, I'm going to take damage. However, now all of the chickens have shifted. They're all now in different parts of this block, and I'm kind of stuck. I can't really move to get out of there. So it's not per block, it's actually per quarter of a block. So if I stand here and spawn more chickens in, eventually, yes, the entity cramming's going to kill me. And we can see this in action here. If I flick this lever just like that and spawn in a whole bunch of chickens, eventually they're all going to start dying of suffocation damage, making an incredibly horrible noise. And it's a really nice way of making farms without the need of things like trident killers or automatic killing things. And there are really nice easy ways to utilize this feature by having, let's say, 24 minecarts in a hole. It might not look like there's 24 minecarts there, but if I use my F3 screen, you can see in the top left corner it says E24/25. That 25 is the player as well. The 24 entities are not including the player. So if I throw a villager in there, he's gonna, yeah. Well, he killed the villager. Oh, jeez. I thought only Bedrock Edition had bugs. Huh. Okay, there's a whole bunch of minecarts in this hole now. Let's throw a villager in, and yes, the villager instantly starts taking suffocation damage and he's gonna die. And it doesn't just work with villagers, it works with all types of mobs, which is great for things like chicken farms and cow farms and all that sort of good stuff. No trident killers, no redstone, no anything particularly difficult, just cramming. It's amazing. But unfortunately over on Minecraft Bedrock Edition we don't have that. Using my little entity counter, I can put as many entities as I want on one single block, and they're never going to take any suffocation damage, they're never going to die, they're just going to be there forever. And if I get in there with them, in survival of course, then yeah, I don't take any damage either. I'm just stuck in a hole with a whole bunch of chickens now, which isn't ideal. So I believe the reason that entity cramming exists on Java Edition was an optimization thing to prevent there being too many entities in one space in the world, causing a lot of lag. Bedrock Edition doesn't have that, so you're required to deal with these in a different way. However, I have created an add-on, and it's on FoxyNoTail.com, and if you scroll down on my downloads page and go to Entity Cramming, you can see that I can't wait for the parity team at Bedrock Edition to actually add this parity into the game. I'm gonna do it myself, and you can download this and add it to your world. And while you're going to that website, clicking around and things, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Anyway, I have now got it enabled on my system, and if I add lots and lots of chickens in there, they will start taking lots and lots of damage. And eventually, you'll see that the entity count is more than 24, but that's because these chickens have split up. Just like in Java Edition, they've moved around. Let's kill them all. And now if I just add them onto that block there, they're not going to start spreading around because I'm not in there pushing them around. And if I let go of that, you'll see it never goes above 24 entities, which is absolutely fantastic. Now I'm going to turn it on, go into survival, and get in there with them. And there we go, I will take damage as well. Jeez. Because, well, that's how entity cramming works. But will it work with minecarts? There's only one way to find out. I now have 24 minecarts in that hole there. Let's grab ourselves a villager and see what happens. Right. Yeah, no, apparently didn't work with minecarts. And that's because on Bedrock, minecarts are all kinds of weird. The actual hitbox for a minecart when you place it is under the ground. So if those villages were one block lower down inside of that block, then they would start taking damage. And I can't really fix that because that's just hard-coded into Minecraft. But that doesn't mean you can't use it in your farms and things like that. You just need to have some form of entity taking up space before those other things will start dying. As I add more and more zombies into this, those zombies are going to cram together and they're going to start taking damage and they're going to die. Which means I'm going to get the items from those zombies. So it is usable. Well, FoxyNoTail, I hear you say, if there's 24 zombies there, no more zombies are going to spawn because, well, you've reached the density cap. And that's very true. Bedrock Edition's a pain when it comes to this sort of thing, really. But good thing for you, chickens exist. So you could throw a whole bunch of chickens in there instead of your zombies, and that might fill up the passive mob cap. but it's not going to fill up the hostile mob cap, which means now all of your zombies are going to die because they're landing on your chickens. So is it worth having compared to trident killers and stuff like that? Well, I don't know. I just made it because people are always asking me for parity add-ons, and I thought it was a nice easy one I could do. So that's up to you.